We all know in the world of trading and investing in stocks, there's no such thing as a guarantee. Whether you learn the hard way or not, the second you even start to believe that's the case, it seems like the market just moves against you, like it's something personal. So what's the best way to win to avoid buying at the top and selling at the bottom? Is there an indicator we can look at that profits 90% of the time? Some say technical analysis is the best using moving averages or Fibonacci retracements or even Bollinger Bands. Whatever fancy kind of line or saucy elaborate figure you can draw on a stock chart. Some say fundamental analysis using business KPIs or valuation methods like DCF and DDM to predict future stock prices. And we all know how that works in a market driven by manic, emotional little girls. Investors. Some say play earnings and predict what way the stock will move. Nope, that's just gambling. In any of the cases, I promise you there are no guarantees, but there is one indicator that is about as close as you can get to a guarantee with nearly a 100% success rate in 2023. You probably have never heard of it before and certainly wouldn't expect it. The best day traders in the entire world strive for a success rate between 60 and 70%. So how could one indicator, or person I should say, outperform the guys that have 15 monitors and spend their entire working days drawing lines on a chart? I introduce you to Chief Strategist and CIO of Morgan Stanley, Mike Wilson.
Mike Wilson, how can you be as
New
cautious?
This morning, Morgan Stanley's Mike Wilson saying,
and that's why we've been making the call we've been making, is that we just don't think the bear market is finished because the earnings recession is far from finished.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Jake, you said this was an indicator. That means we should be able to use it for our own investing decisions. And yes, you can. Every time our good friend Mike says something, you do the opposite. And historically, you will nearly be guaranteed to win, succeeding at a 90% clip, better than any of the professionals. Oh my God, that's bad. I think you can start to see just how successful you were doing the exact opposite of what Wilson has said throughout 2023. And with that comes some making fun on social media. Honestly, pretty funny, pretty clever. I'll give him that. However, we aren't just here to bash on him because frankly, he's had a very, very successful past and he's a financial genius. Wilson was actually voted the #1 strategist in Institutional Investor Survey, primarily for his correct prediction in the 2022 stock market slump. Unfortunately for Wilson, when you claim that #1 spot, people start to listen to you a little more carefully and frankly critique your opinions with a little more emotion. And you become a pretty easy target when things start going against your claims. And frankly, that's what's been happening in 2023 with scarily accurate precision. Let's go through his claims. Let's see just how accurate or inaccurate he has been. And he actually just released his prediction for 2024. So maybe we'll just go ahead and do the exact opposite of that. In late 2022, Wilson, still red hot from his bold market collapse prediction, claimed that the 2023 market would be a terrific buying opportunity, bottoming out in early 2023. And wow, was he right. Except the bottom was really just the same exact level as when he made that claim in 2022, about 38.30, just spaced out 3 months. Okay, not too bad. Technically, he was right. In February 2023, Wilson said the bear market would resume in March as all this optimism is simply just another bull trap. And just a month later, he urged investors to sell any bounce. The next bear market had only just begun. Well, that was the bottom of the market. So this move actually ended up being a bear trap, and the best buying opportunity of 2023 so far. In March, he followed up his claim.
Our work suggests it's going to be down closer to 20% from here, so clear low 3,000s.
Well, that's tough. Not exactly what he predicted, but maybe rapidly declining inflation, the potential of the Federal Reserve pausing rate hikes, and reaching the top of the hiking cycle soon. A strong job market and overall economy will change his outlook for the rest of the...
I mean, our call really hasn't changed. We're very disciplined on price.
Oh, well, never mind. The market went on to rally 10% from these levels. Whatever, surely it won't get any worse. July 25th, Mike Wilson comes out with a piece detailing how he was wrong about the markets plunging in 2023. And honestly, good for him. Taking accountability, especially when you've been wrong so many consecutive times, that takes a lot of kahunas. But it doesn't help the fact that this actually marked the exact local top in the market. And the S&P went on to plunge 10% virtually the day after Wilson capitulated and gave up on the bear narrative temporarily. Even the best of the best, the sharpest and most successful investors of all time, they have emotions, and sometimes they fall victim to the vicious emotional stock roller coaster. I go through this crazy psychology of the stock market in this video here because, frankly, it's not just you and I that sell at bottoms and buy near tops. Anyways, on the bright side for Wilson, there's literally no way this can get any...
New this morning, Morgan Stanley's Mike Wilson saying an end-of-the-year rally for the markets is unlikely. Wilson says that narrowing breadth, cautious factor leadership, falling earnings revisions, and fading consumer and business confidence tell a different story than the consensus, which sees a rally into year-end.
Oh, dear. Well, that escalated quickly. I think you get the point, and if there's a takeaway from any of this, it's that 1, even the number 1 ranked strategist in the world can be wrong a lot. 2, as humans, we tend to get attached to our opinions over the long term, even when the facts and data start to change. Wilson was dead on accurate with his 2022 predictions, better than virtually anybody else in the business, but horribly wrong with his 2023 calls, primarily because his fixation on lower than average growth and slower return to that growth. And to be fair, growth in the economy has returned faster and more ferociously than anybody else had predicted. Hence, that's a big part of the reason why the S&P has been rallying so violently. And 3, like in any market cycle, whether it's Mike Wilson making the calls or any financial analyst for that matter, when a trade starts to become crowded, when everybody thinks it's gonna be guaranteed, it tends to go the other way. The second everybody seems to be on the same page and agree that something's going to happen, it almost always seems to never come to fruition. I encourage all of you to go listen to some of Wilson's talks with mainstream financial media because he is an extremely intelligent dude and provides incredible investing insight. And for all we know, Wilson could be spot on about slowing growth and how we are in the bust of a boom-bust cycle. Maybe a crash is right around the corner after all. It just took a little longer to come to fruition than anybody expected. But for now, I think it's safe to say that fading the number 1 strategist in the world has been the most successful, the most profitable strategy in 2023 thus far. Well, I guess I'm all in on US equities for 2024.